Hey guys, welcome back to Geared Forwards. My name's Paul, and today we're going to be taking a look at well, it's not a flashlight, but the Olight O'pry. Now this is, spoiler alert here, it's fantastic, particularly for the value that this delivers. When you get into looking at EDC pry bars, especially something of this size, particularly with a clip, you're going to be talking big money, typically. However, and this is something that you need to understand about Olight, you should try to avoid buying Olight products unless it is on one of their many sales. They happen every month. It's worth just waiting, and you get good savings. I've had this for several months now. I've used it quite a bit. I believe on sale I paid about £40 for it. You'll have to check what it retails for now, and there is a newer version, the Pro, which has a whistle and a bit more of a shorter square design. I personally like this design because the whole point of a pry bar is to give you leverage, and so the length really helps there. So what is it? Let's break through this first with how much this bad boy weighs. This is a titanium pry tool that does have some driving capability. Let's just tear that. It's about 1.97 ounces with the bits in, or about 56 grams. So when you get it, it comes in a box like so, very bare bones. It doesn't really even tell you the grade of titanium on the box that it's made out of, but we do have some official things: 55 grams, 1.94 ounces, and you do get a small length of green paracord with it, I assume to make a lanyard maybe, although I'm not really sure why or where you would put it, but hey, it comes with free paracord. So let's just break down the tools. You have your large prying edge. It's not overly sharp. You're not going to risk tearing into stuff unless you want to. It also does do a decent job at scraping, and if you really wanted to, you could push that corner through some tape and use it as a package opener. It would not be particularly good at that because it is, see that it is rounded off a little bit, but you could push it into that if you really needed to. Personally, I would use the flathead bit for that if you really wanted to. It does have a bottle opener because it's not a multi-tool if it doesn't have a bottle opener. And then you have a 1/4 inch, I believe, bit holder there, a adjustable varying size wrench. You have your bit retention system, which I'm very happy with, and you have some 8mm bit wrench holes there. On the flip side, you have a actually very nice pocket clip. The clip itself is titanium as well, I believe. It does carry nicely in the pocket. You can see the set screw for the retention system behind it there. You can remove this if you want. I am not sure if the ball bearing retention is connected to the clip. I don't think so, but I don't want to take it off myself for that reason. And let's get into the bit storage. So you do have two double-sided bits here, and that is just held in place by that rotating latch there. They kind of sit diagonally so that the latch is pushing into the flats. There is no jingle, no rattle whatsoever. Let's just get these out. And there is a little bit of a silicone-ish pad at the bottom for them to sit in, which I think is what alleviates that rattle. In terms of bits, you get a T6 and T8, which is aimed at the EDC crowd, and you get a small Phillips and a small flathead. Now you have two, I guess technically three different ways of using these. You can use these holes here. There is no retention in any of these cutouts, by the way. You can use them as wrenches on nuts of appropriate size, but you can just use them to drive bits in more of a torquey kind of fashion. I'll just go over that real quickly. I've seen some videos on this that, say that these holes are useless. They're really not, especially because these are double-sided bits. Literally just whatever side you're not going to use, just push that way, and like that's not coming out. Like, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world, but realistically, if you're using it in that orientation, you probably just need the torque. If you're doing it in a really tight space, grab a ratchet, an actual ratchet, or suck it up. But those are actually usable. And the same thing, if you have 1/4" bits, you can just do the exact same thing. Just lock it in, just with some lateral pressure, and just torque away. But the main way to use this is with this end driver socket here. You can see just in there is the ball detent that does an excellent job of retaining these bits. So it just works like that. Again, excellent. That bit will not shake out. I've never had these bits like really move or come out on me whilst using, and I have been using these as screwdrivers intentionally to test it out. A good example of this is a T6 and a T8 is the most common sizes you're going to find on EDC pocket knives. And as a test of just how well this would work, I did use nothing but this driver to disassemble and clean out my QSB Penguin somewhat recently, and it worked great for that. This is especially great as a secondary driver. Some knives don't have D-shaped cutouts or other ways of retaining the pivot, so you have to come at it from both sides to get that free spinning screw out. And it's great for that. It's great to have the option of tweaking and maintaining your knife whilst you're out and about, should you need it. Honestly, especially since they give you some more common use ends, I really am a fan of this. The bit retention is excellent. I don't like O-rings. I know there's a lot of tools out there that use O-rings to retain bits, both in storage and in use. I don't like that. O-rings are cumbersome, they snap, they get lost. This is good. I've never had that rotate on me personally whilst it's been in my pocket, in a pouch or in a bag. There is no rattle whatsoever. The bits are there when you need them, and they're relatively unobtrusive when you don't. I mean, this does sit a little proud, but that's never been an issue. It's never really been a hot spot or anything whilst using it. So the actual driving capabilities of this tool, 10 out of 10 in my opinion for what it is. It's not going to be as good as a screwdriver because it's a multifunction tool. You know, if you're going to be driving screws and whatnot over a period of time, like if you're putting together IKEA furniture, grab an actual screwdriver. You're going to have a much better time of it. But for what it is, and having those bit sizes available just in EDC terms, excellent. I have not used this wrench. I have never used one of those wrenches. However, whilst I am not a huge fan of how it looks, I have no real issue with it reducing the weight, which is quite substantial. This is a thick boy, and adding another function for those that might actually use it. I don't really have anything that I could even test that on, but I assume it would do just fine should you need it. The bottle opener definitely works just fine. I have used the pry surface multiple times, and that's worked just fine. One thing that I do really like on this as well is it does have a ruler on both sides. You have a 3-inch ruler on this side, and then you have an 8-inch ruler, an 8-centimeter ruler on the other side. One of my criticisms actually is that this is needlessly dead space. You could have easily tacked on another centimeter here just to expand the use. There's no need to keep them roughly equidistant rulers. Just push it out here a little bit more. It just seems like a little bit of a cut corner, but given the value and that you don't typically get rulers in odd values like 9 centimeters, typically more things like 15, 30, that kind of thing. That's kind of understandable. Let's give you a size comparison. against just some stuff I have to hand. Here is a 91 and 93mm Swiss Army knife, Spartan and Pioneer. Here is against a couple of Leathermans, a Bond and a Rebar. And here is, let's see, where are you, Classic? There you go. Classic and a Cadet. So again, I would pick this up on a sale. However, even when it's not on sale, it is actually still pretty good value. This is an excellent pry tool. You have good leverage. The balance on it, even with the bits in, is actually pretty good. You know, balance is about the midpoint. It's an excellent tool. The length is going to be a little bit cumbersome for some people to carry. Throw it in a pouch, throw it in a bag. If you're interested in having an actual prying tool with you, more so than just, you know, using the cap lifter on your Swiss Army knife, or, you know, a little dinky one you have in your keys, then this is an excellent option that is highly recommended. And if you get the chance to handle one or pick one up, go for it. I can't speak for the Pro version at the moment. I will probably get it in hand at some point just to see how it is. I don't like that it's shorter because it reduces the leverage. However, it is going to be more carryable. The whistle thing is kind of weird, but I guess more functions. Yeah, we'll see. But in the meantime, if you can pick up an O'pry, go for it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. So if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button down below. I'll try and include links to this down in the description box. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. All of these things do help the channel. If you have this tool, please include down below what your thoughts are in the comment section. And until next time, I've been Paul, and I will see you in the next video.